Thank you. Hello, my name is Alana Ciuffetelli. I'm a real estate broker, insurance broker, and co-chair of the Apartment Owners Advisory Council, and a board member of the Westchester Owners Association. I also manage several ETPA apartment buildings that my dad built. I'd like to start by saying the last thing I feel like doing tonight is testifying at these hearings. You may think that I have a smart head and don't I realize how important these hearings are. I assure you I do, and that is why I'm speaking this evening. You see, I say this because my dad just passed away. He was just shy of his 77th birthday at the end of this month. I've spoken about my dad over the years at these hearings. Told you that he built the buildings years ago. It was an extremely difficult process, and there was not an abundance of money, but rather an abundance of his talent and drive. I told you that ETPA laws were enacted around us, and that despite everything that was thrown his way, my dad saw it through to completion and finished the buildings. That's where I come in. As I said, I manage the buildings my dad built. In today's day and age, management of these buildings has proven difficult, stressful, and at times I questioned if I could do it. I would ask this board to realize how COVID-19 has been and the impact it's had on the smaller landlords. The added expenses to make sure we are properly cleaning and disinfecting the buildings multiple times a day. The added cost to get the supplies, finding the supplies. The increase in our heating and water bills as many of our tenants were home 24/7 due to the mandates. The struggle between maintaining the balance of taking care of service requests and keeping the proper social distance to ensure everyone's safety was hard. This was new territory for all of us. All of this is on top of the smaller landlords' constant struggle with the day-to-day management of our buildings. We are always operating on a tight budget. Often we are our own bookkeepers, rental agents, and secretaries. We perform the basic upkeep of our properties. Whatever job that needs to be done to maintain the buildings, we do ourselves. And more often than not, we cannot afford to hire an outside managing agent, as there's simply not enough money in the budget. Please note that the smaller landlords like myself and the majority of members of the AOAC and WOA are the type of landlords this industry needs, not the absentee landlords most tenants at these hearings testify about. We care about our tenants, we are hands-on, and we do not have buildings that are riddled with violations and problems. We are also the landlords that take a direct hit when this board passes ridiculously low and unjustifiable rent guidelines. So I'm here tonight on behalf of my dad. And to remind this board that the smaller landlord is constantly struggling to make ends meet all the while making sure our tenants receive good service. To remind this board that this struggle is exhausting, and having to work under such financial pressures that are created not by my action, but rather further exacerbated by the passing of a low rent guidelines, will break me.
3 minutes.
I will not be able to sustain and maintain the buildings if you continue to pass low rent guidelines. Thank you for your time. Stay safe, be well.